In the midst of the hustle and bustle of urban life, a new wave of footage has emerged, one that challenges the age-old divide between the wilderness and the city. Wild animals, once confined to forests, mountains, and remote areas, are making their presence known in the heart of cities, often captured by surveillance cameras or curious citizens. These moments, frozen in time, reveal a world where the line between civilization and the wild is increasingly blurred. The first viral video appeared on social media late one evening, capturing a lone fox cautiously navigating the neon-lit streets of a quiet neighborhood. The cityscape, with its towering buildings and flashing billboards, seemed an unlikely backdrop for this sly, elusive creature. Yet there it was, its amber eyes gleaming as it padded through the empty streets, weaving between parked cars and garbage cans. The fox, almost out of place in this human-dominated environment, looked as though it had been forced into this unfamiliar territory. Its graceful movements suggested a survival instinct, not one driven by hunger or desperation, but a response to an ever-shrinking natural world. As more videos poured in, they painted a startling picture. Deer trotting along suburban roads, raccoons rummaging through open garbage bins, and even mountain lions prowling near schools and parks. Each clip was a jarring reminder of the natural world's persistence in the face of human expansion. But it wasn't just a curiosity, it was a quiet and at times unsettling invasion. These sightings were not just isolated incidents. Environmentalists and urban wildlife experts began to notice a troubling pattern. The urban sprawl that had long been pushing out wildlife was now seeing animals adapt in ways that hadn't been seen before. Cities, once viewed as hostile environments by most species, had begun offering unexpected refuge. More than ever, wildlife corridors, those narrow stretches of land that allowed animals to travel between isolated habitats, were being interrupted by roads, buildings, and human development. In the search for food, safety, and space, animals were venturing into urban areas, adapting to the human-made landscape. They learned to navigate streets, scale walls, and even evade cars, all while being caught on cameras that recorded their every move. One particular video that stood out was that of a young bear cautiously wandering through a residential area. As it wandered down a street, its massive frame dwarfed the parked cars, and its slow movements showed a level of uncertainty. The camera panned out, revealing the sprawling suburban neighborhood with its manicured lawns and quiet streets, an almost surreal contrast to the bear's wild presence. The bear appeared lost, unsure of how to navigate this human-created maze. But its very existence in this space was a stark reminder of the fragile boundary between the wild and the urban. As these videos went viral, the public reaction was mixed. For some, these moments were pure fascination, an opportunity to witness the untamed beauty of nature in the least likely places. For others, the sight of a mountain lion slinking through a city park at night was a chilling reminder of the dangers that lurked just beyond the reach of everyday life. In some cases, these animals were not simply wandering through, they were searching for food or shelter. In some cases, they became aggressive as they were forced to adapt to their new surroundings. The raccoon, once thought of as a harmless nuisance, became the symbol of this new urban wilderness. A clever scavenger capable of navigating the labyrinth of human society to get what it needed. Yet these animals' invasions weren't solely a consequence of urbanization. They were also the result of larger ecological shifts. The loss of natural habitats due to deforestation, the decline in food sources in rural areas, and the growing human population encroaching on areas once considered wild. Cities, once bastions of safety for humans, had unintentionally become havens for certain species. Environmental scientists began to analyze these patterns and offered potential explanations. Some argued that this was an inevitable result of humanity's unchecked expansion, a sign that the natural world was pushing back. Others believed that the rise in technology, particularly surveillance cameras and smartphone footage, had simply made these moments more visible. What had once been dismissed as isolated incidents was now being captured and shared on a global scale, creating a digital ecosystem where wildlife and urban life were intertwined in ways never before seen. One of the most profound aspects of these camera captures was the way they transformed our understanding of wildlife. No longer were animals relegated to the realm of nature documentaries or rare sightings in distant forests. They were here, living among us, challenging our preconceived notions of what cities were meant to be. These animals weren't mere intruders, they were survivors, adapting and thriving in ways that humans often overlooked. And perhaps, in some strange way, these encounters were a form of communication, an unspoken reminder that our cities were built on land that once belonged to them. As more footage surfaced, cities began to respond. Urban planners, biologists, and wildlife experts started exploring ways to coexist with the animals that were creeping into urban spaces. Green roofs, wildlife bridges, and corridors were introduced to create safe passage for animals. There was a growing recognition that the cities of tomorrow would need to integrate nature, not push it further away. The final video that left a lasting impression was of a group of elk wandering through a quiet downtown intersection, their massive antlers glistening under the streetlights. For a moment, everything seemed frozen. The elk in the middle of the road, the empty streets, and the city skyline in the distance. It was a rare and beautiful scene, but it also symbolized the delicate balance between human progress and the resilience of the natural world. The animals, once thought to be relegated to distant landscapes, had made their way into our world, and they weren't going anywhere. In a strange twist of fate, the invasion of wild animals into cities had forced us to rethink our relationship with the natural world. We had been so focused on shaping our environment that we had forgotten that we share this planet with creatures who, despite our best efforts, will always find a way to survive, whether we like it or not. Please kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel for more.